Hello guys, it's me, Butterfly Spirit. I'm back with another video. It's been quite a while, but I have some things I want to share with you guys. I'm currently working on a journey to learn how to manage my anger better, and I have 3 things I want to share with you guys. Number 1, before you can learn to manage your anger, you have to know it's a problem. When it comes to problems, if you know something is a problem, and you are willing to work through the problem and address it, then you can find solutions. Anger is like that. You have to be willing to work through it and address it, which will not be easy. But once you know that anger is an issue and a problem, then you can start to find solutions that work for you. Number 2, you have to be honest with yourself about who you are when you are angry. I know this can be difficult for a lot of people because they may not be ready to acknowledge the things they do when they are angry. For some people, they may never want to acknowledge the things they do when they are angry, and they will just continue to stay the same, which is sad. There are, however, people who will eventually acknowledge their anger and be willing to make the changes to actually do something about learning to manage their anger in a healthy way. Personally, I'm being honest with myself about who I am when I'm angry and some of the things I've done when I'm angry. And it's not easy. In fact, it's hard, but I know eventually it will get easier. Um, I had to really get to the point where I acknowledged it. And I knew my anger was a problem for a long time, but I just was totally like, oh, I'm not going to do nothing about it. I don't want to do anything about it. But what I didn't realize was that, anger can do damage. It can, hurt people's feelings. It can push people away from you. It could really prevent you from being able to learn more about yourself if you're angry. And, with anger, things can really spiral out of control when you're angry. And, there's a lot more to anger than just you being angry. There's a lot of like aspects and parts to it that, if you really kind of got down to the bottom of it, then you'd start to like understand like why you found yourself being angry. And sometimes being angry is really our fault. It's our own fault we're angry because we're not dealing with things that are going on. We're not dealing with situations. For me, I have a hard time with being able to communicate when I'm angry. And so that's one of the things I'm currently working on doing is like um, learning how to talk to people when I'm angry and like learning to not get defensive, when I'm angry, and yes, it's something that is going to start off being a challenge for me. But I think, like, because I'm learning about aspects of my anger, like knowing different things that I'm doing and what's happening, it's really something, these different, like, little aspects. Because I know about these aspects, I can find information and get help with it so I can be happier rather than, like, dwelling on stuff and ruminating and just like being angry. And one thing I've learned too is that, you know, the more angry you are, the more likely you're going to be sick, the more likely you're going to be prone to like really serious diseases and stuff like that too. So, anger, not only you being angry, does it push people away from you, um, and hurt other people, but it also hurts you and it hurts you in your body internally, and that's not something that I want for myself, which is like why, you know, um, I'm like working on my anger because I want to keep myself healthy And, I want to keep a strong immune system so that, whatever comes at me, I can fight off, Um, and, like I said, it's not easy uh, to acknowledge like things that I do, and I'm sure for some of you, if you have trouble with your anger, it may not be easy for you. And you might be where I was for a long time, where like I knew it was a problem, but I didn't want to deal with it. I just felt like I can live with it. But at some point, I realized like I got to get a handle on this and do something about this. And like now I'm actually in the process of doing something about it. Um, because, I have, because I know that my anger is a problem, and I'm willing to be honest about it and some of the things I do when I'm angry, then that has led me to the solution of taking I took one anger management class that I finished. And the good thing is I got some solutions out of that class, which I'm just now starting to implement, which is great. And I'm currently taking a second anger management class as well, where I hope to learn a lot more about managing my anger. And I know anger is not a comfortable topic for people. It's really not. Anger is something that I feel that people, they just may want to push off dealing with, and they may never be willing to deal with. But I think anger is something that can cause you to lose things, and cause you to lose people you love. It can cause you to lose a job that you have. It can cause you to lose your health even. And it's something that I think a lot of people, for some people they're going to be able to deal with, and some people they're not going to be able to deal with. And anger management for people, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to deal with somebody who's has problems with anger. And I understand that, anger, if somebody is angry, you don't want to deal with an angry person. Um, and but I think it would be great if anger was something that was more so talked about, and where people had more access to learn how to manage it and deal with it. I wish, kids had the options of learning how to deal with it. Like when we're in school and like we're in kindergarten and stuff, like I wish that was an option when we're in school, to like learn how to manage our emotions better. So we'd have like a better society, and people who are, easier to deal with. I think that would be cool. Um, okay. Number three, um, let's see. Once you start working on your anger, you are going to start to change. I know that change is uncomfortable for a lot of people, but change is something that will happen to us whether we like it or not. Even if we don't like it, life is going to create situations where we experience change. Um, since I have been working on my anger, I'm starting to feel myself change. And I'm afraid of changing because change to me is scary. Um, but I'm going to press through my fear of changing because I want to spend more time being happier. And in the future, when situations arise where I can be provoked to anger, I want to be able to work through my anger more calmly and more peaceably, and be able to like implement some techniques and things like that I've learned, so that I spend less time being angry and more time being happier and enjoying my life and things. Um, One cool thing about learning about my anger is that I'm starting to learn more about myself, and I'm starting to get power. I'm starting to feel more confident and comfortable with myself as I'm learning about managing my anger. And I feel like in a way it helps to boost my self-esteem, which is pretty cool. And it can happen for you guys too as well. If you happen to want to learn to manage your anger, but it's a process. And I gotta say, I'm still a baby at this. I'm just, I'm at the point where I'm doing it, but I know I have a ways to go, but eventually I'm gonna be able to manage my anger in a more healthier way. And I can't wait till that happens. But there's gonna be a lot of effort, and it's uncomfortable. It's uneasy to deal with anger in situations and those emotions and stuff. It is. But I know eventually I'll get there. And for some of you guys who are working through your anger, it'll be the same for you, hopefully. Thanks for watching.